everyone, welcome to Undo Studio. Today we are going to crochet a single layer fluffy scrunchie, which is a quick and fun weekend project. It's super cute and easy to make, so let's get started. If you have purchased our kit, you will find the following materials inside. The color of the mohair yarn may vary depending on your selection. The ribbons and the pearls included are for pattern B and C, which are covered in a separate tutorial videos. You won't need them for this one. This pattern A scrunchie is simple and beginner friendly, and you will feel a real sense of satisfaction when you finish it, all in about 2 hours. You can also use your own hair tie if you prefer, especially to match your hair volume. First, let's take a look at the structure. The first round is all single crochet. Work around the hair tie until it's completely covered. The second round uses triple crochet increases. That means you will crochet 2 triple stitches into each stitch from the previous round. This will make the scrunchie looks very fluffy. The third round is just single crochet all the way around again, this time using a different color. That's it, super easy, just 3 simple layers. Now let's get started for the first round. You can have the booklet included in the kit with you as a reference for the chart. First, take out the white yarn, which is color A, and find the yarn tail. Start by threading the tail through the middle of the hair tie and tying a knot to secure it. Once the knot is in place, hold the hair tie in your right hand. Now we will wrap the yarn around our left hand to get ready for crocheting. Loop the long end of the yarn around your pinky once, then bring it over to your index finger. Use your middle finger and thumb to hold the hair tie steady. As we begin crocheting, we can hold the short yarn tail alongside of the hair tie. This way, the tail gets hidden as we work, so no need to weave it in later. Now, hold your hook in your right hand and insert it into the center of the hair tie. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Then yarn over again and pull through the loop on your hook. That creates our starting stitch. We won't count this one as a stitch. Let's do our first row stitch. Use your right thumb to hold the loop on the hook in place. Make sure your left hand is holding down the short yarn tail. This helps tuck it in neatly inside the scrunchie as you work. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull through both loops. That completes 1 single crochet stitch. Now let's place a stitch marker in the first stitch. It should go right between 2 strands of yarn, just like this. We will only mark the first stitch to help us keep track as we go. Then we will keep going. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You will have 2 loops, then yarn over again, pull through both loops to complete the single crochet. Repeat the same steps. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over again and pull through both loops. Each time you do this, you are making another single crochet. We are going to make a total of 160 single crochets around the hair tie. Just keep going until it's completely covered. You can count the stitches as you go, but don't worry if you lose track. The most important thing is to fully cover the hair tie. The more stitches you make, the fuller and fluffier your scrunchie will be. Let's continue doing the single crochet. As you can see, after making just 10 stitches, we have already covered about 1/5 of the hair tie. As you work, you can use your left hand to hold the hair tie in place and gently push the stitches to the right towards the stitch marker using your right hand. The more you compact the stitches, the better the final look will be. This is 30 single crochets. You can see if we don't push the stitches together to the right, you can see the stitches starts to look loosened and spaced out. You can still see the hair tie. This will affect how fluffy and full the scrunchie looks in the end, so make sure you slide the stitches over to the right. If you find it hard to slide the stitches over, make sure you are leaving enough space as you crochet. It's important to keep your tension a bit loose while working. The loop on your hook shouldn't be pulled too close or tied against the hook. Leave a little bit of space, just like this. When you pull up a loop, try to keep it loose with a bit of room. Then yarn over and pull through both loops as usual. For the short yarn tail, you don't have to keep holding it down and crocheting it all the way through. If it's too long, After securing it by a few stitches, you can just cut it. Just make sure the tail is tucked into the stitches at the beginning. If it didn't get fully hidden, that's totally fine. We can always weave in later using the yarn needle. Right now, I am at 150 single crochets, and we have about 10 stitches left to go. At this point, you will probably notice that the stitches are starting to overlap with ones you made earlier. Especially right now, only a small section of hair tie left. That's totally normal. Just slide the stitches to the right again and gently put them apart a bit to make space. It doesn't have to be an exact number, just cover the entire hair tie. I will stop when I still have this much of area, and we will even everything out once we close the loop. We will close the round with a slip stitch into the mark stitch. You don't need to remove the stitch marker just yet. Insert your hook directly into the mark stitch. Then go ahead and take off the marker. Yarn over and pull the yarn through the stitch. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. Next, pull the front loop straight through the back loop. That completes the split stitch, and it marks the end of this round. You might notice there's a gap, so earlier we pushed the stitches to the right while crocheting. Now we can slide them back to even out. This helps to fully cover the hair tie, and it should look like this, nice and full. So if you lose count of your stitches while working, that's totally okay. As long as the hair tie is completely covered and the stitches are packed closely together like this, you are good to go. You can also gently stretch it to check. It should still look full and fluffy. The more stitches you add, the better the final result will be. Now that the split stitch is done, we can start round 2. Make sure to have a little bit of space and keep the loop loose, just like this, so the stitches stay smooth and easy to work with. Then we're going to chain 6 stitches. The total height should be around 5 centimeters, which is around 2 inches. So pull up the loop slightly, yarn over, and pull through the loop on your hook. Remember to give each chain a bit of space so that they can be longer. And then after chain 6 of them, make sure to lift it up a bit. From here, it should be around 5 centimeters, which is 2 inches. Next, we will be doing increase using triple crochets. We're going to crochet 2 double triple into each stitch from the previous round. Previous round has 160 stitches total, so you get probably 300 something. To find stitches more easily, since round 1 is very dense, it might be hard to spot each stitch at first, so try gently pulling the stitches apart. This will help reveal the entry points. You see the circle here? Here is where you should be inserting your hook. Don't worry about stretching it. We will adjust and tie up everything after we finish this round. Now let's go over how to make triple crochet. First, you yarn over twice. You will have 3 loops on your hook. Use your right thumb to hold those loops in place. Then gently stretch up to see the stitch, and then insert your hook into the next stitch. It's very important to keep your thumb holding the loops. If you don't, the yarn can twist and slip down like this. So make sure to keep it steady. So make sure to hold all 3 loops with your right thumb. Now insert your loop into the stitch we just talked about, and yarn over and pull up a loop. Now you will see 4 loops on your hook. Pull the loop up a bit for some height. Then yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again and pull through the middle 2 loops. At this point, you will feel some resistance for the last loop. That's because our starting chain of 6 already create a set of height. That helps keep all the stitches even. Finally, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. That completes the first double triple crochet, and you should place a stitch marker in the stitches to mark it as your first. We will place the stitch marker in the space between the starting chain and the first double triple crochet. That little gap marks the beginning of the round. Now, to help create the scrunchie round shape, we are going to make another triple crochet in the same stitch, starting by yarn over twice. You see 3 loops on your hook. Insert your hook in the same stitch where we just made our last triple crochet, and then pull out a loop. Now there are 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, then yarn over and pull through the next 2. Be sure to lift the stitch up as you go. Finally, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. That's an increase using triple crochet, 2 stitches in one. You might notice the second stitch looks taller than the first. That's normal. We are working in the round shape, so the shape naturally curves. If you rotate it flat, you will see they are actually the same height. Now let's continue crocheting triple stitches. Yarn over twice, hold the loop with your right hand, and gently pull the stitches open to find the next stitch besides the one we just worked into. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now you see 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again, pull through the next 2. Lift it up a bit and finally pull through the last 2 loops. That completes 1 double triple. Next, yarn over twice again and insert your hook into the same stitch. We are making an increase. Pull up a loop and work through the loops the same way. Then yarn over twice and move on to the next stitch. Repeat the process and keep going like this, 2 triple crochets into each stitch until the whole round is complete. Since the scrunchie is getting fluffier, you can gently hold the finished part down with your left hand as you crochet the last few stitches. This helps keep it out of the way and prevent your hook from catching on other loops. Now we are down to the last stitch. We will crochet 2 more triple into it, just like before. That completes round 2. To finish off the round, we will split stitch into the first stitch where the marker is. Hold the stitch marker, then insert your hook and remove the marker. Yarn over and pull through. Now you have 2 loops on the hook. Pull the front loop through the back one, and that completes the split stitch. Next, we are going to switch to the blue yarn for the edging, which is the color B yarn. So go ahead and cut the working yarn, leaving about 10 to 15 centimeters, which is about 4 inches, and put the tail all the way through. Then we can tidy up a little bit to let all the yarn cover the hair tie. Then we will start the final round. If you look at it from the top, you will see a row of little V shapes. These are the tops of your stitches. We will insert the hook from the side under both loops of V so we can catch the full stitch. For round 3, we will simply crochet 1 single crochet into each of these stitches all the way around. Now take the blue yarn and place your middle finger behind the spot where we just fastened off, and use your index finger to hold the fabric in place. For the white yarn tail, just leave it aside for now. We will weave in later using the needle. Next, insert your hook directly into the same stitch where we end the last round. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, then yarn over again and pull through again. This is the first stitch, counts as our starting single crochet. Then go ahead and tighten the short yarn tail to secure it. Now we will continue another single crochet in the same stitch. Insert your hook again, hold the loop in place with your right thumb, yarn over and pull up a loop. You see 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again and pull through both loops. When finished, put the stitch marker in between 2 stitches you just made, mark as the beginning of this round. Let's continue. Insert your hook under the V shape, yarn over, pull through. Now 2 loops, pull through again, finish the single crochet. Insert the hook again under the V, yarn over, and then yarn over again, pull through both loops. Keep repeating this. Make sure to put the yarn up slightly and crochet a little loosely. It helps keep the final round soft and fluffy. We have reached the last stitch. After finishing it, we will split stitch into the first stitch with the marker. Insert your hook into that stitch, then remove the stitch marker. Yarn over and pull through. Now you have 2 loops on the hook. Then pull the front loop through the back one. That will complete the split stitch. Next, we will make 1 chain, so just yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. Then pull the loop longer and cut the yarn. And then take the tail out. Now you see we have 3 yarn tails. Take a needle and then we will weave them in later. Start by tying a small knot with 2 blue yarn tails to secure the end. Thread one of the yarn tails onto your needle. And now we will start weaving it in. To weave it in, simply pass the needle through several stitches following the direction of the fabric. Then go back and forth through about 6 stitches. Then you can trim off the excess. Let's do the other blue yarn. For this one, you can flip the scrunchie and then weave in another direction for a cleaner look. Remember to open up a little bit and trim the excess. Lastly, the white one. For the white tail, you weave in the white stitch to hide it better. After about 6 stitches, cut the rest. Stretch and tie it up, then you finish. Please also feel free to check out pattern B and C link at the description. You can also try out the scrunchie patterns with other colors of yarn. If you are interested in more DIY yarn kits to undo the stress to something creative, please check out the easy link down at the description. Please like and subscribe. See you next time!